The Lavender Touch, who, as we've heard so eloquently from the Deacon-elect, performs such wonderful work supporting people with cancer in our local area. I have great pleasure in calling upon the chairperson from the Lavender Touch, Mrs. Jan Beattie, who will now tell us more about what they do.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen and fellow guests. We're absolutely delighted to be invited here this evening and to be the nominated charity for this year. Hopefully most of you have heard of the Lavender Touch previously, but if you haven't, we are a local charity and we are a cancer charity, and we provide a service and support people and their families throughout the whole of the Scottish borders through their cancer journey. And really that's it in simple terms. But as Jill alluded to earlier, we started officially in 2003, and as many of you perhaps have done in previous occasions, gone along to one meeting. That was in 2002, maybe even 2001, and I'm still here. So we've all done that type of thing. The charity has started off with quite a small group of people, and as Jill said, we started working with people providing complementary therapies. The type of thing, we don't cure cancer, we do not make people better in that sense. However, and most of us can probably think of someone who has cancer or has had cancer in the past, and you'll be aware that there's lots of different points through their journey that they need support. So we help people with some of the side effects, some of the treatments that's absolutely essential for them to have to go and live long, healthy lives, or perhaps some of the symptoms of the condition itself. And also we actually help people in the last few weeks of life, which is often some of the most valuable aspects. It's easy to think of a charity as something different, but actually we've had to approach it like a business, because we started with Sheila, Heather and I. And we now I've got my colleague Alex, who's at the second table along, who has come and joined it along with many others, because as things have expanded, which is a good thing, we want to expand. We don't want to just be helping people in central borders, we want to help anyone who's across the entire region. We've had to expand, we've had to grow, and if we'd approached that in a non-business-like way, I'm not sure we'd have been here. So we have had to change and improve, and our customer base is our patients and the families, because the families are really important, because again, if you've looked after someone, whether it be someone who's sick or children, you're there the whole time, you're never off duty. Even if you do get to come out for like an evening like this and have some fun and a glass of wine, it's still in the back of your head that you need to get home. So we try and support families as well, but to do that it takes money. And initially we had to raise £5,000 a year, which was fine. But we're now at the point we have to raise over £40,000 a year, which is a huge amount. But at the same time, that means we're able to help more people. And we do like a customer satisfaction thing, as I'm sure most of you do. You test what your customers think about your product. We have a 99.6% satisfaction rate, which is pretty high.
Very good.
So, I suppose we're in the business of providing consistent quality care to people in the borders, and we've had to innovate and change the way we do things. So some of the latest things we've started, obviously we have our traditional fundraising opportunities, from collecting tins to people running marathons and doing weird and wonderful stuff, which I will not go into. I've not had any with a sheep yet, but if anyone's got an idea, there's scope there. So probably one of our most recent ones was we had a lady who came along and used our services, and she wrote me an amazing letter, absolutely astounding letter, talking about how nighttime drench and cold sweats affected her and the impact and how devastating that was during the night when you're ill. And I'm not going into those details, but her generosity, she comes from a textile industry, which again, very appropriate with your sheep and the borders, and she has developed this range of sleepwear. I'm not allowed to call them pyjamas, it's sleepwear. These pyjamas or sleepwear allow people to have this cold nighttime drenching to actually be able to get a night's sleep. And I have aware of someone who lives fairly locally who has tested the sleepwear for us. I'm sure you do that in your products, you test something and then you test it again and then you scale it up and you do your spread. Same principles. He said to me, Jan, it's the first time I've slept 4 nights in a row in 10 years. Well, it is, but he also says they're not very sexy because he's having got energy now. You can't have it everything, you know, it's just the way it is. So the sleepwear, although we're a Borders charity, we've started to so we've sent a number of different sets to down south, to the US, across the continent, because they're available on our website. So we are Borders, everything comes back to the Borders, it helps the people in the Borders, but we are starting to generate income from out with the area. And then our latest initiative is we have now, since 11 years of experience working with people in this area. And we've built up, I would hope, a reputation that we're a trusted product locally. Unfortunately, not everyone knows about us yet, because the worst thing for me is when I hear someone say, I wish I'd known what you could have helped my mum or my brother or whoever. So we've not quite got the information out there, and if nothing else, tomorrow morning, if you remember about us, tell somebody about us. That, if nothing else, is really, really helpful. But so we've got 11 years experience, so we're going to actually use that experience and that knowledge and the feedback we've had from people, and we've developed 2 ranges of products, our therapeutic and essential range. One is actually taking the feedback. We know that people with cancer have things like anxiety, sleep problems, sometimes can't eat terribly well, and a variety of skin issues. So one range addresses those, and the other range is, I don't know about you, but I sometimes don't sleep very well. I sometimes need things to help my skin. So, and those are a different range. So we're starting to sell these in the next week to 10 days, and we're going to launch them next year. So look out for them. I've seen some prototypes and they look lovely. And one of the good things, I got to be a guinea pig, and I think even Alex, you had to be a guinea pig, didn't you?
Yeah, sure.
So I tried them out. Sorry? Well, that was the lipstick, was that okay? The lip gloss, sorry. So that's where we're going next. And after that, I don't know. Because I'm saying to you, go and tell somebody about us tomorrow, but that means we'll hopefully help someone else, or some more people. That means we'll need more money. So our therapeutics and our essentials range and our sleepwear will hopefully generate us money. But if we are more successful again, then we're going to have to think again. But we'll do that. That's what we do. You improve. You look at what you're doing and you improve your cycle and take things forward. The difference between, I think, us and some of the larger charities is I am not proud, I have no shame at all in exploiting people or exploiting things. I will take anything and I will go anywhere to try and raise funds for this charity. We're all volunteers, so this is not my day job, this is my evening job or whatever. And literally I had someone who used to pick up the pennies, the 2 pennies they found in the street and gave us to them. I'll take that, I don't care. If someone wants to offer to do something with a sheep, that's fine. But it's not just about money as well. People have supported us in lots of other different ways. You know, someone a couple of years ago gave us a stack of paper. Saves us buying it. We're not fussy at all. So, and the best thing is for me, and I remember going to see a gentleman who were helping, and unfortunately died about 4 weeks afterwards. And you automatically think it's going to be women that use our service. And to be fair, the majority is women. But if it's sort of core, or sort of bits where you do massage and things, the men that do come in and then look at the stats of who gets re-referred in, it's amazing, ladies, how many of the men come back for more. They're far higher percentage than the women, because all those therapists are female and they come and get a massage. I've no idea where that might come from, but that seems to be the way it is. So But because I'm quite happy to, Sheila does all her photographs and she like sells herself on a frequent basis. Photography wise. In favour for different things. But because of that, we are actually able to have, it varies, but we're really between 85 and 95% of the money we get goes direct to help people living in the borders. So that's, I think, makes us, in many ways, as well as being borders wide, makes us quite unique compared to some of the larger charities. So I'm not going to go on because I know everybody's desperate to have another glass of wine and have your meal. So as I say, my last plea, I'll repeat it. Tomorrow, please tell someone about us. That's what my ask is for this evening. And I hope you have a lovely, lovely evening. And if you want to ask anything further, Alex, if you catch him before he has too many glasses of wine, I'll help you. And Sheila's here for a little while and I'll be around for the evening as well. Thank you very much.